So Ola Aina is confirmed as out for at least 3 months. Welcome to your Forest News. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest News. Coming up, I'll tell you about the injury to Ola Aina. We'll talk about who's replacing him as the squad is set to be announced for the Premier League. And there's been one late departure, flying off to Turkey. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new here to Forest Fan TV. And you can grab me a coffee if you like, because my voice is a bit gone. Scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. All right, let's jump into this and let's kick it off with Ola Aina. So after Ange Postecoglou was announced, he called up Ola Aina and said, "Giraime, I'm your new manager." And all you could hear from the other end of the phone was ping as the hamstring popped for Ola Aina. So he's going to be out for probably 3 months. And this is an absolute disaster. Look, I think Ola Aina has not been playing that well this season. And I think he's been knackered. I mean, he shouldn't be because we've had a pre-season, a summer off and what have you. But he just looks knackered. And this is not unexpected for me at all. And we didn't strengthen enough in these fullbacks positions. Savano is obviously able to play at right back. You got Jair Cunha, who can play right back. You got Nico Williams, who can switch to right back. But for this Arsenal game, as I said on the preview, make sure you check that out if you haven't already. We're not going to do well in the fullback positions. So that is a concern for a start. But what I want to do, I just want to talk you through the article here. I think it was released in the Telegraph. Ange suffers his first major injury from John Percy. Postecoglou has sustained an early setback at Forest after a serious injury to defender Ola Aina. Postecoglou is facing the prospect of being without Aina until the end of the year, with the Nigerian international ruled out for months with a hamstring injury. Aina was taken off 10 minutes into Nigeria's World Cup qualifier against South Africa on Tuesday, and scans have revealed that he's out of action until early December as a best case scenario. Now, pause there for a second, because even if he comes back early December and he comes back fit, he's then off again at the end of December for the bloody AFCON. So Ola Aina technically will be out until mid-Jan. The former Chelsea and Torino fullback has played every minute of the Premier League so far, blah, blah, blah. Aina's absence for such a long period means that he will be excluded from Forest Premier League squad, which will be submitted on Thursday. And the Telegraph understands that Taiwo Awoniyi, who was left out of Forest Europa League squad, will now be named in the domestic squad after Aina's injury. Aina's absence leaves Postecoglou with a selection dilemma ahead of the trip to Arsenal, as new signings Zinchenko is ineligible to play for his parent club. Wales international Nico Williams could switch to the left from the left-hand side to the right back, or there could be a debut for summer signing Savona. Ahead of Saturday's match at the Emirates, Postecoglou said, my thing I do now is that every Premier League fixture is challenging. Blah, blah. Okay, so it's the quote we talked about yesterday. Anyway, it goes on to talk about that. So, look, this is a major problem for Forest, and I do worry that we don't have the depth at fullback. And with Taiwo being the one coming into the squad, you might as well have left him out. You may as well have gone with a 24-man squad. I don't see what Taiwo is going to bring. What, we're going to shove him at right back? Now, there are a couple of other right back options that I want to talk to you about that can happen. Backcourt would be very good at right wing back. Like, he would ball out at right wing back, but that would require Postecoglou to play a back three. He could probably do it as a back four in an Angeball system, but boy, would that be attacking if that happened. The other option you have, I'm giving you the unorthodox options here, would be Dan Ndoye. He's played right wing back as well for Switzerland, so it's not foreign to him, but neither of those two have strengths in defending, which may actually suit the style that Postecoglou wants to play. So that in itself is very worrying. I'm worried about this game tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of almost setting my mindset, my mentality to Sunday. It's like, all right, cool. I'm thinking we lose it. let's just crack on to Swansea and Burnley and Sunderland, whoever else we've got. So massive worry there. I don't see the benefit in Taiwo being in the squad. We've already got 4 strikers. Have we got 4? We got Woods, Igor Jesus, Callum Mwendo. That's enough. 3 is enough for me. 4 becomes overkill. But I guess a warm body in Postecoglou's mind is better than nobody. Now, a body that is going and is confirmed is that of Jota Silva going to Besiktas, as they do there. And yes, Forest have done plenty of business with them in recent times. I remember Joe Worrell has gone as well. So this was a €3 million loan deal with a 17 million option to buy. Now on paper, that sounds good. If they do take the option, Forest have made very good profit on this. But I don't know if they will, and this may be a kick the can down the road kind of scenario. Now, I don't think Jota Silva is good enough for Forest, and we've got his wages off the book. They weren't that high anyway, kind of speaking, Premier League level wages. So, look, it frees up a position, but it's not one that's being backfilled. Now, technically, you could say Backwell was the one that is his replacement. So that one is done and dusted. But I just starting to feel like the squad, it felt very strong, but there was little bits of gaps that I was worried about. That was the fullback positions and the 6th position. And the fullbacks are the first to go. It's always kind of sod's law, isn't it? That the one you think, okay, I'll take a risk on is the one that comes, the wheels come off first. But it was clear we needed fullbacks. We were linked to loads. They did try, but trying and getting are 2 different things. So listen, we'll break this down more on Grumpy Old Reds tonight at 7:30. So make sure you're tuned in for that. But in general, just to kind of wrap up, my perception is that tomorrow at Arsenal, whatever happens, as long as we don't get tonked, as long as I don't have to sit there seeing a 5-0 like I did in the first season that we came up, to make my peace with it. But then we have to go on a run, and we could go on a run. We should be able to beat Swansea. We should be able to beat Burnley. We should be able to beat Sunderland. Then we got the Europa League match. And then I think we get into like Newcastle and Villa. And that's when it's going to start to get tasty. And by that stage, you would like to have hoped that Ange Postecoglou has implemented his philosophy, his style, and everything else. So, sit down, buckle up. Let's get through this weekend. But let me tell you guys this. Everyone in the Arsenal fan base is talking how everyone in the Forest fan base, apart from me, was talking before the West Ham match. They're all saying, we ain't winning. It's not a question of winning, it's by how much. And that sounds way too familiar to the way you lot were talking about West Ham. So, bear that in mind, that football does some crazy things. So maybe because the Arsenal fans are doing some weird Arsenal stuff, maybe we could end up winning this one. I don't know. I'm hoping. We'll see you on Grumpy Old Reds tonight at 7:30. Hit the like, make sure you're subscribed. Come on, you Reds.